Welcome to the channel, Jaden Chase, and these are some of the top stories making headlines today. Now, nation, what is the problem with the state? Why is it that in cases where citizens are saying this is an individual who should be convicted, we always see some form of mistrial? And in cases where we think individuals are clearly innocent, they are convicted. Now, the state has admitted to foul play, admitted that they have started off the case on the wrong foot by violating the rights of Rushane Barnett. May I make on the ear what them have to say, and they will continue the reasoning. Look and listen.
Him say, but which number you have for me, Mrs. Clooney? And me tell him the number. Him say, Jesus. Me say, what happened? Him say, Indicom, don't use that. No, I don't use that number anymore, because that number was compromised. Send it to a number, and he gave me. And I said, but I have that number in my phone too. It's 2 numbers I had in my phone for the gentleman. I said, here, what you do? Stay on the phone. And he was on the phone, and I send the things. And then he said to me, yeah, man, I have them. I said to him, how on earth can that happen? He said, Mrs. Clooney, I apologize, but I should have tell you to take out that number out of your phone. And as I say, and I'm going to reiterate it, the video was never, ever intended to be out there in the public's domain. That was not what it was made for. And none of us have any reason to put that out there with our faces, all our faces visible on it. It doesn't make any sense. And we have been doing this. We are seasoned. I don't want to age myself, but I have been in this justice business here a long time, whole heap of years. And I know what I can do and what I cannot do. Of course, without a doubt. And it is my understanding that that telephone number is still being used by somebody at Indicom. And I'm putting it out there because them dash me under the bus.
And you're also saying that you cannot confirm or deny whether she attempted to send this video to somebody.
No, I couldn't. In terms of what someone else does, I wouldn't be able to confirm or deny that.
Mm-hmm. And do you know whether in her communication with Mr. Warren Williams, he authorized her to attempt to send this video via WhatsApp to him?
Again, I couldn't speak to that, to what transpired between a justice of the peace and a director of complaints.
Have you been able to speak to your director of complaints about it at all?
Well, having raised these matters, I'm always in contact with my directors of complaints. But particular aspects of it you have raised, I will inquire.
Yes, nation, now let's continue the reasoning. Now, you mean to tell me that with all of technology at the disposal of law enforcement, you have to say individuals that send videos to the wrong WhatsApp number? And if the medical examination is being conducted on spot, there was even a confession from the inmate stating that the allegations, the accusations were all false, and the exam was being conducted on spot. Why is it that after being videotaped, yes, they might say they want to have a record of the examination, why was that examination not filed and placed on some form of hard drive? Why was it being sent to other individuals? Now, I'm say this, we don't know what the state are trying, but they better know this: the people serious about that case in particular. And we now go accept no mistrial. We now go accept no fumble on the part of the state. This individual already confessed to law enforcement. Remember, police stated that during questions and answers, he stated that he did commit the crime. But here's the problem with the law. And not just saying a problem with the law as how the law is. People tell us that there are a whole heap of things to be fixed within the law. It's not a discussion about that. But the fact is, if the defense attorney, and them just already give her the proof, can prove that human rights are being violated within the case itself. Remember, this is already a high profile case. If you feel like it's impossible for him to get away with the crime, think about O.J. Simpson. Up to this point, majority of American citizens still believe O.J. Simpson was guilty. But for the initial trial, he was not convicted. In this case, clearly the defense attorney is already working tediously to establish multiple defenses. Either the insanity plea or the fact that human rights were being violated during court proceedings. But even with the defense being mounted by defense attorneys, there's no way forensics can be explained away. The weapon used to carry out the attack is said to have been retrieved by law enforcement. Articles of clothing, probably articles of clothing that had the DNA of the victims on it. These types of evidence is probably one of the reasons why prosecutors have stated that the death penalty is what they are seeking as a verdict for this case. Now talk to me, nation. Tell me if you feel like the actions of the JP, some of the actions of some other people involved in the case, are jeopardize the case as it is. And this time them can't just blame it upon law enforcement. Them can't just say police failed to do this or police failed to do that. As the individuals have stated, they were the ones who messed up. The fact that a confidential video, which was supposed to be logged and used as a reference, was then shared onto social media. Of course, people are going to say this was definitely a blunder on the part of the state. There's no way around that. And what people are continuing to point out is the fact that there's no need for any corner cutting. There's no need for any violation of any human rights. There's no need for that. This is a case where an individual has been named as the only suspect, fled and was then captured miles away. Weapons or weapon in question, articles of clothing were recovered by law enforcement. The victim, before, stated that she saw the accused sharpening a weapon. Now you tell me, after being arrested and questioned by cops, the accused stated that he did do it. What was the justification? Unclear. That was not detailed by law enforcement. The facts same do it. Then law enforcement also said they were about to serve Barnett with more papers for a case against him involving a 15-year-old. Of course, we still remember what did take place with his own father. When any judge look at what they may consider criminal history or rap sheet, reputation within the society, they will look at the offenses and they're going to say what has happened is that Barnett has clearly escalated in violence and is willing to inflict said violence on anybody, whether strangers or even members of his own family. Talk to me in the comment section. Do you believe that indeed capital punishment, which is being sought by prosecution, is fitting for this individual? Tell me what you think. As I state, maybe these are the type of discussions we need to have. Remember, I used to have a program where individuals that go in a certain communities and anybody could have come. Law enforcement did it. Normally, the person who is responsible for the police division is normally there. You know what I mean? And members of the community forward and them talk about the issues. You know, your issues like them call it. We need to have more of these discussions on the island. Because what we see take place is that laws are being changed and laws are being passed by the state, but are not being tailored to the living situations of 90% of the residents who reside on the island itself. And remember, if it is so important for these individuals to decide who leads the country, which party is in power, then maybe the laws being passed, which of course impact them, should also have a little bit of their input. It might just be food for thought, wishful thinking, but think about it. In uptown communities, neighborhood watch gives the people a certain sense of pride to know that, along with law enforcement, they are helping to make their communities safer. You know, you don't really have that within the inner city. It's almost as if inner city residents have left up community security to the security forces and the same individuals who themselves have classed as criminals. Trouble go there. Problem will arise. Still may feel like the solutions going forward. As I'm say, quick recap. Barnett has indeed received good news, seeing that the JPs have admitted to violating his rights. What will be the impact of this and the case overall? We have to look and see. You know what I mean? As you know, we will be keeping you updated. If you're new to the channel, click the subscribe icon, then the bell icon, and of course put it on on. And this is how you know you'll be notified about fresh content. As soon as fresh content is uploaded and made available for you right here on the platform, the like icon is also in close proximity to the share icon. Drop a like and bust a share. Tell a friend, tell them sister, and then brother them to check out the channel. For the reason, join the discussion. Now until the reason again, my sentiments for you and yours are for to live, love, and prosper. Stay tuned.